Here is your countdown, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here, kicking off the last matchup of week 6 here. All-Stars versus BRD. 4-on-4 on Temple. Ski drawing first blood, you see that. This map's gonna be all about teamwork and positioning. Who can coordinate the best? Zion taking out Demon. Some good teamwork there with the flanking support. That first 100 armor gonna go to Demon, who's gonna be running around with dual enforcers. Gets himself a stinger instead. Interesting to see how they decide to position themselves. Let's head over to this shield belt room and see who tries to get there earliest. This first one's gonna spawn in 10 seconds. Ski's behind it with a shock rifle. This is one particular area of the map where a shock rifle is even more valuable than usual, just because of how well you can zone people out with it and keep them off of that belt. Belt there gets taken by All-Stars, so they've already picked up, I think, 200s in a belt, so big advantage early on with the armors. So far, only translating into a 1-frag lead. See them, though, running across the top of the map. This amp's going to spawn in 10 seconds. Looks like Ski and Reflex going to hang out up top. Demon and Fantasy fighting their way around the backside of the map. Amp up in 3 seconds and probably give the advantage here to All-Stars as they're up top there. They have a bit of an easier run over to it. You see that cover coming in from Fantasy. He goes down. Reflex grabs it. He goes down. Amp's going to be on the ground. Ski tries to make his way over to it. He's got Amp sniper rifle trying to defend himself. He goes down. And now Cruel's got the Amp in his hands. And he's going to go down as well. So this Amp just trading back and forth. And in the midst of all that scrum and all that fighting, a 4-frag lead here for All-Stars, pushing their way through the top of the map. You see that. They did get another belt in the process. He's going to have that. Let's go on board with him. We've got a little bit of time now. We've got 100 spawning in 20 seconds. Otherwise, about a minute until the major power-up spawn simultaneously. And early on, you can see the 100 armors and the belts all go into All-Stars. Only one quick pickup of the Amp so far for BRD, but only down by 6 so far early on in this one. So another 100 armor going to Demon this time. Now with both power-ups basically spawning at the same time, let's head over to Shield Belt as it spawns a little bit ahead of Amp. Doesn't look like anyone is specifically assigned to this room, which is not uncommon because it's kind of an empty room whenever you're not waiting on the shield belt. I mean, you have the shock rifle down there, so it's an important room to hold, but you don't necessarily want to waste all your time in there. You see the grab and the kill, and the Amp goes to BRD as well. So BRD turning the power-up control right back around. But what can they do with this Amp? This is a tricky map to go on Amp runs with because it's so complex, and you can really get baited into some ambushes as well. So a couple big shots coming out with that Amp by Zion, trying not to... Ooh, another kill coming out. So big time damage coming out there. Pretty good Amp run for this map, all things considered. It's very easy to get trapped away from the enemy team and get pretty much nothing out of Amp runs if you're not communicating properly. All-Stars back up to a 4-point lead, though. We've got 10 seconds till the belt spawns. We'll head over to that. Spixie is behind it with that stinger, just daring people to dive into it. You see All-Stars trying to hit it from mid. Looks like it got grabbed. We're going to move over now. Let's check out the top of the map. We'll scooch on over here. See Fantasy up top. Zion's up there with Goo. Got the sniper rifle and easy access to both power-ups. So this top area is so key in this map, despite being a very small actual physical area. There's not a lot of room to work with. See these dangerous jump pads up here. You see a lot of coordinated attacks like right there. Trying to open things up to grab Amp, and BRD right now all over the Amp. Reflex is going to try to knock him off. Oh, there's a big rocket kill by Demon, also grabbing that Amp. Just looking for targets at this point. And there's one kill coming out. Ooh, had a chance to get the spawn kill. Almost gets comboed. And again, that amp run. Not a whole lot happening, but that's pretty much par for the course on this map. It's not the easiest map to get really long amp runs on. And Cruel grabbing the first 100 armor, I think. Oh no, actually, okay, I'm wrong. BRD had actually fought their way over to some 100 armors in the meantime. There was All-Stars to start things off. BRD with a more concerted effort. Able to even things back out a little bit. Still down 6, but only about a third of the way through this one. Big combo in Fantasy from Cruel. You see him roaming around the map. 100 armor that time going to Demon, it looks like. We do have Belt and Amp spawning about the same time. We'll head over to Belt. You see the fighting up top heading over towards Amp. It looks like BRD only one's really anywhere near Shield Belt spawn on some of these cycles. See Ski trying to fight up top for access to that Amp. He's got 2 enemy players behind him, 1 in front of him, so all of BRD heading to that Amp, just overrunning All-Stars, and now on a run here to try to tie this back up. Need only a few more kills. 1 coming out. Ooh, that Stinger versus Amp Link Gun. Amp Link Gun gonna win. And Zion, smart move there, going to grab the health before being aggressive again. So much damage output. Ooh, unfortunately for him, in the midst of that, All-Stars doing a great job of still upping their lead around the other side of the map. So avoiding the Amper, taking out his teammates, and extending their lead. 10 seconds till Belt spawns. We've seen BRD get a few free grabs of this Amp. Reflex is back over here, but he's all by himself. There hasn't been a whole lot of All-Stars presence around this Shield Belt when it spawns. Fantasy going on a killing spree and grabbing it, so finally, someone from All-Stars getting in there and taking it. Not only that, but getting a couple kills in the process, so that's a big grab there by Fantasy to try to reestablish control of this map. Oh, he's got Goo right behind him. I don't think he realizes he's there. There he goes, finally turns around. Scary proposition being in that tight area with Goo flying around. Say the same thing about flak balls flying around, but unable to connect. Fantasy got to be careful here as Zion comes over to help his teammate. That's good coordination there. Nice patient shot there by Fantasy, but does go down. Meanwhile, Ski manages to grab that Amp. Has to be careful though if he goes down to flick switch, but wouldn't be surprised to see him. Okay, he drops that Amp right in front of his teammate. Certainly wasn't intentional, but was thinking he might actually pass it anyway. So now you got dual Enforcer with the Amp for Reflex. That's going to be an absolute boatload of damage output if he turns that corner. Perhaps even worse is Reflex with an Amped sniper rifle. That's going to be scary, so he might be heading over. Oh, interesting there. I thought he would be heading over to cycle over to the Shield Belt, but it looks like Zion took it. It almost seems like All-Stars is conceding that Shield Belt area largely to try to hold the top in that Amp spot. Not sure if that's an explicit strategy of theirs. You got that shock rifle spawn right there. That maybe it is what they're favoring over fighting over that Shield Belt area. Certainly working out in their favor at this point. Up 17 now as we pass the halfway point. Oh, and the long range Goo just sitting there behind him. We'll check out the Shield Belt area again, and Reflex over there again. I mean, he's been spending a little bit of time, but right now BRD all over this power-up. That said, there's nobody from BRD up top, so All-Stars might get a free amp run out of this. There you go, Ski grabbing this amp. No armor, but he does have weapons and 125 health, so he can find some targets. BRD just hanging out up top. And it looks like, once again, more or less just hanging onto this amp to control areas of the map. Big combo comes out. Shots to the back, so down to a 12 frag lead. So 2/3 of the way through this one, down to an 11 frag lead. BRD's putting something together here in the last couple minutes. They've been taking a lot more of these power-ups. Down to still an 11 frag lead. But the shield belt right in Demon's purview. He finally grabs it. I don't feel like the timing on the belt hasn't been great for Allstars. Maybe that's one of the reasons they haven't been scooting over to that room as much, because they don't necessarily have timing of it. Oh, you see that shock ball by Demon trying to line up the long-range combo, just couldn't quite time it right. Amp is going to be up in 5 seconds or so. And this is where Allstars has been living, is in this Amp room. But right now, they're all going down to a 10 frag lead. Ski goes down up top, 9 frag lead. Remember, this map itself was worth a point. We saw SAS drop a point earlier today, so this would be absolutely huge if Allstars lose this one and BRD manages to take a point from them. But still, plenty of map left to play. That Amp, though, going to BRD's hands. They are completely in control of this map right now. And this is a scary moment now for Allstars. They have to be able to prove that they can reconvene and take control of this map back. They do manage to take that Amp. And a big shot on that shield belt's going to weaken him, but still only a 9 frag lead. And Reflex with another sniper shot. So big kill there by Reflex. Ooh, a flak ball to the face, goes down, but they trade kills there. 10 seconds until this 100 armor spawns. I haven't seen either team really dedicate a whole lot of time to this 100 armor. Seems like BRD is, in the second half of this map, has been rotating people through a little bit more. But there you see them 2v1 and then 2v1 again right over it while taking it. And that seems to have been the case most of this game. Allstars really not putting a whole lot of effort into that 100 armor and really none into the shield belt. They've mostly been just hanging on to this Amp area. And with 20 seconds to go until it pops, they really can't afford to lose any of them at this point. Only up 12. There's plenty of time for BRD to make a comeback if they get a big Amp run. So with 10 seconds for it to spawn, we're going to hang on here and see who makes what moves. You see Reflex and Ski both hanging out up top, trying to push BRD away from it. They know they can't afford to let them go on any big Amp runs. It's a huge combo by Reflex. Grabs it, takes a shot up top. He goes down. Zion's got belt. He might have Amp in his hands. No, Fantasy steals it. Oh, and that could be a big play right there. Fantasy stealing the Amp, and then they jump down onto Spixie, who had the belt. Take him out. Spixie getting belt and Amp would have been a big opportunity for BRD to make a move here, but still an 8 frag lead. Still plenty of time. Down to a 7 frag lead. Flick Switch does have the Amp for a couple more seconds. Not going to find any targets there, but now down to a 7 frag lead with 2 minutes to go. Give you a quick look at the scoreboard. Shield belt's about to spawn. See, pretty much even on the shield belts. More Amp time for Allstars, though. We've seen them give up quite a few shield belts here completely untouched, and I think that's been the biggest key. Not just giving up shield belts, but not doing damage to the people who grab it. That said, they have been using those extra resources to control that Amp area, which is giving them double the Amp time. We'll see if that's enough for them to hang on. Oh, Zion almost getting a pancake on Ski there. Let's head over to this Amp. It's going to spawn in 10 seconds. This is the last Amp of the game. This will be huge. It's only a 5 frag lead. BRD has come storming back in this one. They now have the Amp in their hands. He goes down. Amp is going to be on the ground. Fantasy's grabbing it. He's down to 25 HP. Smart move, moving over to that 50, and a big kill there on Flick Switch. Another shot comes out. Oh, Zion kills himself. With the pressure of the Amp on him, rockets himself in the face. A couple kills coming out, though. Down to a 5 frag lead again with under a minute to go. So this is all about coordination now. 4 frag lead. Who has a weapon right now? And that's what it's all about. Zion right now has got a link gun in hand. Oh, but Reflex blacks him back down. 4 frag lead. A couple more kills coming out. Down to a 3 frag lead. You've got Shock Rifle in Zion's hands. We'll stick with him. Kills trading back and forth, and in the end there, you see a double kill by Fantasy with the rockets, and I think that's going to be the one that puts it away. 3, 2, 1, and there you have it. So a close one, back and forth on this one. BRD almost came storming back, pulling within 3 with about a minute to go, but Allstars able to hang on, take the first point of this matchup. So I believe we're going to re-host this one on a different hub. So we'll go ahead and let them get that set up. Temple was map 1. We're going to have Rankin as map 2. That was on London. I think we're going to be playing New York next, if I'm not mistaken. All right, game is up. Another day, another version of Rankin to download. This will be the last download of the day. Actually, it might not if we're playing it in a duel. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see if we get to play Rankin musical chairs again. In any case, this one is at least redirected. So here we are on Rankin 2K4 demo map. Gonna be very familiar to anyone from that game, as I believe most of the All-Stars team is. Not sure where the BRD players got their start in. Certainly, Temple's going to be brand new to UT4. So they were showing their familiarity there. That said, All-Stars still came out on top. Again, huge ranking implications from that. SAS dropping a point for the first time today. All-Stars extra pressure on them to win every single point of this matchup and pull within 1 of SAS at the top of the rankings. BRD themselves trying to move up the rankings. Middle of the pack. We saw G playing earlier today, taking some points. Going to be on BRD to try to keep themselves in the mix. I'm not sure if BRD is going to have a roster change here. Or if maybe someone else needs to re-download the map. Oh, there we go. Actually, I don't think that's There we go. Random jumped in, took that 4th spot. Cruel is downloading the map and should be in here shortly. So again, for those of you joining us, perhaps for the first time, or maybe need a refresher, it's going to be 5 potential points in this matchup. 2 4v4 TDM maps, those are each worth 1 point. A best of 3 2v2 TDM match will give us a point, and then 2 best of 3 duels. So it's a mixed mode setup here. 5 potential points for any given team. All of them will be played. It's going to be a total point system at the end of the season, so every one of these matches is going to get played here. All right, players all ready. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2, the 4v4 portion. Our last 4v4 map of the day, actually. We're going to play on Rankin, probably the most exhausting 4v4 map of the day. One of the few maps that gets played in every game type. It can be duel, it can be 2v2, it can be 4v4. Largely played 2v2 and 4v4, I believe, in this game. Not as much duel as in the 2K4 days. And off to a quick start as Allstars, up 6-0 already. It shouldn't be a huge surprise to see them looking comfortable in this one. They are playing in the North American hub, and this is their map choice, I believe. Actually, no, I guess this would be BRD's map choice, so. I believe they play each other's, they alternate map pick and hub, I should say, so. So BRD's map pick would be on North American hub. Allstars map pick would be on BRD's European hub, which we just saw played. Oh, a big flat comes out there by Reflex. Already up to an 11 frag lead. We're about to see the first amp of the game. Allstars all over that sniper shock area, sort of the classic control point of this map. See them pushing Cruel away. They do grab that. Reflex down to 21 HP though. He's got to be careful. He's pretty much surrounded by BRD players. If he goes down, he's going to pass that amp right back over to him. Ooh, and Reflex missing some easy shots, actually. Oh, and there's the rampage, though. Nice anticipation there by Reflex. Probably a great call out by his teammates. Again, that's one of the things that don't really show up on the scoreboard, but communication's so huge in Team Deathmatch, especially in 4v4. Able to save himself, get a kill, and pick up that shield belt. So we'll stay on board with Reflex right now. He's the most stacked player, and he's on a rampage. It only seems fair. We do still have 30 seconds until either power-up spawns, so wouldn't be surprised to see him circle back around, help control that 100 armor. Actually, Spixie just stole the 100 armor, so despite having control of the map and a 15 frag lead, Allstars still needing to keep an eye on those power-ups. BRD not letting anything go easy. 10 seconds till both power-ups spawn. We're sticking with Reflex, but we'll see what he decides to do. He's going to be one of their better aimers, so you'd think that they would want the amp in his hands, but he is also the closest one to the shield belt, so it looks like he's going to take the belt. Zion actually grabs the amp, and Zion with an amp sniper rifle is a pretty dangerous proposition. Looks like they've whittled him down to 22 health, but not before he gets a sniper shot out on Fantasy. We're going to go on board with Zion now. Right as we do, he goes down, so of course we curse him there. And ring around the Rosie. Ski comes out on top, but not before taking some damage. Another shot coming out, and Cruel takes him out. Cruel will have a couple more seconds with that amp, but nothing really happening to finish that one off. So already a 16 frag lead for Allstars, looking very strong early on. "20 seconds till this belt spawns." We saw Reflex grab the last one, but he's still pretty healthy. Wouldn't be surprised to see him give it up to a teammate, or maybe circle back around and just help protect it. Then again, taking another shot, he may go down there himself. We know he has timing on it. Ooh, looks like giving it up. So Zion keeping his eye on the power-up, stealing the amp last time, and the belt that time, and the belt this time. So definitely give credit to Zion in the midst of all of this chaos, still managing to sneak in there, try to get some semblance of control away from Allstars. We're really just on a roll right now. Fantasy now with the amp in his hands. Only 15 HP. Probably going to drop it for Reflex. Actually, may not happen. They both go down. Fantasy actually kills himself on accident. I think he hit the wrong button. Maybe trying to drop the amp and accidentally fired a shot ball into the wall. But in any case, Ski picks it up and gets a kill. So an interesting sequence there, but seems to be working out so far for them. Oh, a big combo misses it actually. Cruel getting lucky there. Ski had him lined up. Avoided it and also managed to get the kill. With a double kill with the Enforcers by Ski, but he does go down. Answering right back with Enforcer shots of his own. This is one of those maps with so few weapons and it's so compact. You often get a lot of Enforcer duels happening. Dropping a second Enforcer for your teammate, so important in Team Deathmatch. Reflex picking that 100 armor up. We have seen a bit of a back and forth. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scoreboard. Shield Belt's been entirely All-Stars. Only one picked up by BRD, but yeah, 100 armor's gone back and forth. Amp grabs back and forth, but mostly been in the hands of All-Stars. And look at that damage difference. Definitely helps explain that 18 frag lead now that All-Stars is enjoying about a third of the way into this one. Fantasy getting another amp in his hands, this time with some more health. This time just begging for a target, but his teammates are just rolling over everybody, so... Ooh, the goo up close. Spixie manages to get the kill, but Ski picks up the amp. A few more seconds left. He decides to shoot his teammate with it. You know, maybe he can even the playing field a little bit. Right now I'm seeing a lot of BRD fresh off of spawns without much health, armor, or weapons. And that's not what you want to see on this map because it makes it really easy for the other team to churn through you, run up that score, and right now, it's exactly what All-Stars is looking to do. Oh, the anti-combo kills himself and flick switch to Ski. Reflex all over the shield belt so far this game, but luckily his teammates coming down there to give him cover. We'll follow right along with them. He's got a chance here if he can hang on to some armor to go on a good amp run. So Reflex right now stealing all the weapons from his teammates. But he does have 150 armor. Amp's going to spawn in 10 seconds. Actually kind of surprised they don't send him over to it. Said he's going to go try to convert some spawn kills. Okay, looks like now he's going to circle around. Amp spawns any second. They may have to kill some BRD off it. They do just that. Amp goes to Fantasy, only 13 HP. Oh, and there is the purple glowing smiley face of Doom dropping straight onto his face. So despite only having a couple of weapons, Fantasy gets a little bit of damage output from that amp. Cruel's got the last couple seconds of it, trying to take out Reflex. Ooh, goes down to Fantasy's pistol. And All-Stars slowly pulling away in this one, up 28 now. Just past the halfway point. So still a little bit of time until the power-ups spawn. Let's head out to the 100 armor and see. Zion's been all over these power-ups, not always getting the best of support, but he's definitely been keeping track of them effectively. Another 100 armor spawns for him, but Reflex taking him down with that pistol. Let's keep an eye on this amp. It looks like All-Stars going all in on this amp. Nobody heading over to the shield belt for them. Kills coming out, Fantasy grabbing yet another amp. Seems like he's always been around at this game. There's the spawn kill opportunity. Got to be careful against that link gun though. Finds himself down to 28 health. Ooh, a scary shot there. Right around two of his teammates. He goes down. Ski picks up the amp and gets a kill. But BRD is taking control of the map as far as the physical positioning. But a couple more kills coming out from that amp. Gonna pretty much send everyone in the map down to respawn status. Oh, nice ambush with the flat primary. Ski unable to finish the kill off though. So 20 seconds till belt spawns. And we are 2/3 of the way through with this one. It is looking all All-Stars at this point. So 10 seconds on belt. I'll give you a quick view of who is making way there. Reflex has largely been the All-Stars player that's been grabbing them. You see 3 for Ski, 3 for Reflex. Only 1 for anyone else in the game. Ski now grabbing his 4th. And still a little bit of time until that amp spawns, but wouldn't be surprised to see him try to grab that on top of it. Shots coming out from every direction. Ooh, Ski mistiming that amp just barely. That's going to give BRD time to sweep through, grab it, and get a couple quick kills. So BRD not giving up here. Still plenty of time, and this is a map where you can churn out kills extremely quickly. 29-point lead is going to be very difficult to come back from, but amp runs are how they're going to be able to do it. Zion just unable to make anything connect. Only a sniper rifle in his hand. Demon with the double kill. I think Demon was making a case there to his teammates that he deserved that shield belt after that double kill. I think that's his first one. Yeah, that was his first, excuse me, his second shield belt of the game. Oh, 3 quick shots now with the kills and assists by Demon, so making the most of that belt. And then going down. So just after the 3-minute mark, we're going to see a spawn of the amp and the belt. Probably going to want to head over to amp though, because honestly at this point, if BRD wants any chance, that's going to be what they're looking for. Oh, actually there's the concession right there, so BRD's realizing it was a little bit of an insurmountable lead, go ahead and concede. And both of these 4v4 points going to go to All-Stars. We're going to get you started with a 2v2 portion coming up. Again, 2v2 is going to be best of 3, and then 2 best of 3 duels for those last 2 points. Presuming they're going to be either in New York again or London. I think they're going to be heading over to London, so we'll wait for that hub to come back up. Shouldn't be long, though. And again, for anyone who was unsure, next Sunday, we're going to finish this thing off. Week 7, UTPL, December 1st. Next Sunday. We do also have some postponed matches to make up. I will let the admins announce that kind of when and where that's going to happen. But officially, Week 7, UTPL Playday, December 1st. There's the London hub. All right, players already in the service. Should be getting started here shortly. You see the rosters for 2v2. Rankin, Deck, and Solo is the map list. So we talked about Rankin being a smaller 4v4 map. It's a map obviously you can play in 2v2 TDM. It definitely plays much differently, so you're not going to be stuck with an Enforcer nearly as much with 4 people on the map versus 8. It's also a map where the amp isn't going to be quite as devastating. So if you get someone with a belt and an amp in 4v4 TDM on Rankin, if they can get a sniper rifle in their hands and they can pop off 7 or 8 shots in a row, those could all be kills because you have so many targets spawning around you, just because it's such a tight map. It's obviously vital to control the power-ups in 2v2 as well, but amp is going to be a little less of a high potential because you're not going to have nearly as many people just spawning all in circles around you. So look for a little more emphasis on the shield belt by both teams. I think BRD maybe coughed that up a little bit last map. And here we go. It's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you the 2v2 portion. The last matchup of our day. We just saw Allstars looking very solid, taking both of the 4v4 maps in those first 2 points of this matchup. Zion, though, getting the quick early kill here. First blood to BRD. Spixie looking to double that. Ooh, shots coming out from both sides, so trading kills back and forth. Allstars now with a 1-point lead, but we've yet to see any power-up spawn, so we're going to really pay attention there and see who can assert control over the power-ups in this map, and especially keep an eye over whether the amp and the shield belt get out of sync, because then you're going to have a situation where a team can grab one and then the other, and that's so much easier in 2v2 than it is in 4v4. It can really be a big thing. First shield belt gets grabbed by Reflex. Now you're going to have amp and 100 armor spawning at the same time, as is tradition. Ooh, sniper shots coming out, so amp up in 10 seconds. And BRD taking pretty good control of the area right now. Ski diving into a combo. Reflex trying to hit him from the other side. Zion eats a flak ball, but does grab it. Reflex takes him out. Ski then grabs it, getting the Enforcer kill, so a flurry of activity. Meanwhile, the 100 armor still hasn't been taken, so we're going to have all sorts of staggered respawns with these power-ups now. Ooh, Reflex with the rockets behind him, just barely missed. On the 50-50, dodged right instead of left, saved him there, able to grab the shield belt as well. So now we're going to have belt and amp spawning about the same time. And then 100 armor about 20 seconds after it, so things got staggered a little bit weird there, but we are going to have simultaneous power-ups spawning at the very least. Ooh, the Stinger alt fire coming down range from Zion, so Reflex wisely changes course. Able to extend that lead, but the headshot by Zion brings him right back into it. Oh, Reflex showing off the pistol skills with the patience. You see him there not just holding the button down. So like we said, simultaneous spawns. We're going to back up here. We got Spixie and Reflex fighting above the amp. Looks like Ski's going to help out with the amp. Zion might be happy. No, he's going to help. He's going to come over to the amp. I thought he might be happy to go grab that belt. I was saying Reflex is going to have the amped sniper rifle, taking that over to belt, gets rocketed from behind. We saw Zion with an air rocket a second ago. Oh, nice shot there. More importantly, dropping that amp in an area where Ski's going to be able to fight over it. Oh, he does go down though, so Zion gets the kill and the amp. Still plenty of time to do some damage. One shot on Reflex. And the finisher with the Stinger from his teammate. Can't make another shot connect, but they do pull even. Tied up. About 3.5 minutes into this one. So 100 armor does go to Ski there. Got a little bit of time until this belt spawns. Take a look. So yeah, the power-up's very even between these two so far. In fact, look at the damage output. Extremely even, just back and forth. Only 20 difference in damage so far between these two. He makes his way over to Belt, putting out damage with that Link primary. And 15 seconds till Amp spawns, so... Ski trying to push him away, but he's going to have to last for quite a while down there. And Reflex, no weapons to speak of, only an Enforcer in his hands. It's going to be very difficult for Reflex to help out much here. If they can get this kill on Spixie, he does. Gets the kill and the weapon, so now he has a shock and a flak. Big kill off the spawner. Ooh, nice combo, but doesn't quite connect. We got 20 seconds to the shield belt, so Reflex gonna go on the hunt, try to get more points on the board. 2 more kills. Nice flak ball there by Reflex. 10 seconds till the belt spawns. Looks like they may just send Demon down there. Excuse me, Ski down there. Yeah, Reflex gonna give him some cover. He does go down, but a quick run there by Allstars in the back of that amp, gonna put them up by 6. And that was a big run there to try to give them some separation, because every time Allstars looked like they were gonna try to pull ahead by a few, BRD came storming right back. Nice patience there by Reflex, throwing the shock ball traps around, but careful with which one, where he decided to aim. Didn't want to blow up his teammate as well. Back up to a 5 frag lead, but still tons of time left in this one. So you do see Zion with this amp. He's so dangerous. Nice combo around the corner. Now he's got amp and shield belt, and this is a dangerous spot if you're Allstars. There's another kill on the board. If you can find some more spawners, this is what we talked about. Amp on this map, so dangerous. If you can just find the respawns. So Allstars, they're actually doing a great job. Once they got wind of where the amp was, finding a way to stay away from Zion, but he's still super stacked. They're basically going to have to kill him twice in order to take him down. So Reflex gets 1 shot in, but Zion taking him down. You see the Link rush there by Ski, but soaking up more vials. Zion now finally down to a reasonable amount of health. Reflex pinging him down. 1 more shot from the Enforcer, gonna do it. Reflex has been putting in great work with the Enforcer so far today. So Zion going to be on the run now with an uncontested shield belt, which is kind of interesting, given that I'm pretty sure Allstars had timing of that and just wasn't able to get down there in time. Still a 4 frag lead though, and Amp is going to be spawning right now. We see the fight over it. The grab, the death. Reflex, only 7 HP, but he's got a sniper rifle to defend himself. Spixie goes down, Zion goes down. Still 15 seconds left in this amp run. Ooh, missing that shot. 1 Enforcer bullet takes him out. Ski there to get the pickup, but not particularly well equipped to fight in the shock rifle room. They're down to a 4 frag lead, 3 frag lead now, as BRD has just been grinding their way back into this one. Shield belt is up. They've been contesting these a lot better in the last couple minutes. Zion able to take another one, but only down to 17 HP. They can take him out with an Enforcer if he's not careful, but down to a 2 frag lead as he gets caught out on his own. Reflex and Ski now needing to regroup. Ooh, down to a 1 frag lead now as Spixie and Zion, extremely low on life, but we're able to pick out those spawns, focus them down, and turn that map control that they fought back for into some kills. Oh, Reflex though with the headshot up close, point blank against that flat clutch shot there. Stinger, just knocking them off of the Amp. Amp is up. Reflex gonna grab it, only 20 HP, but he does have a sniper rifle. Ooh, and there's the big kill right there to turn the corner. Almost as important as that kill is the fact that it allows him to turn that corner. Oh, and contest that belt. There it is, another kill. Reflex on a killing spree now. Almost shot his teammate, instead decided to throw him a weapon instead. Probably a more effective strategy there. Oh, the amped headshot by Reflex. Absolutely unnecessary. Putting them up by 7 now. That was an absolutely huge amp run, though. Like, that amp run, we may look back at as a big turning point in this one, because it was BRD storming back with a chance to really take control of this map. Reflex shut him down real quick there, but still 5 minutes to go. 8 frags. Definitely not an insurmountable lead for a map as small as Rankin. Zion, smart move there, knowing Reflex was weak, chasing him down with that pistol. Now we're down to a 7-point lead, but big grab of the shield belt there by Ski and a kill on Spixie. And this is what Allstars needed to do, is start grabbing those power-ups cleanly. Now they're in a position, if they can grab this amp with this shield belt on Ski, this could be huge, although Reflex had a huge run a second ago, so it looks like they're gonna give it back to the hot hand. There's one shot coming out, another shot coming out. Oh, a big reaction combo. Taking him out from up top, up to an 11 frag lead now. And this could be the big push that Allstars was wanting to put this one away. Up 12 now. Both going down, so back to a 10 frag lead, but extending the lead just a little bit on that exchange. If they can get one more good amp run in, that could do it. But Reflex, the nice defensive rockets there. Wasn't in a great position, but used cover and rockets effectively. Ski actually took out Reflex right before Reflex's rockets shot. So an interesting trade there, but at the end of the day, nothing really changing hands. Spixie with the up-close headshot now, answering for the one Reflex hit him with earlier. So tense moments now with 3 minutes to go. Oh, another headshot. Spixie turning it on right now. Still enough time left for them to make a comeback. Oh, a big fight there. Ski surviving with 5 HP. If he can get back up to any reasonable amount of health, that could be a huge win there. But Zion takes him out, down to a 7 frag lead. Amp is up, by the way. And Reflex grabbing that amp with 100 armor. At this point, with 2.5 minutes to go, this could be his chance to put it away. There's one shot primary, another shot primary. Misses the follow-up combo. Does hit a sniper shot, though. So Zion has that amp. Oh, and the kill from Zion. Pulling back with N8. Reflex takes him down with the pistol. Spixie's got the amp. No real shots left to take. Down to 2 minutes to go. Only an 8 frag lead, but time definitely dwindling now. Oh, the sneaky link gun by Spixie coming up behind Reflex. Reflex, unfortunately for Spixie, had a decent amount of armor. Meanwhile, Ski's got 150, positioning himself to grab that last amp in about 30 seconds, so they may just decide to hang out around that area. Shield belt isn't for another 42 seconds. Ooh, facing the double enforcer, Zion can't connect anything, and Ski makes him pay. Perhaps a little bit lucky there with Ski. Yeah, Zion was unable to make any of those enforcer shots land. Oh, that nice sniper shot by Spixie right on top of the amp. That's going to spawn. Spixie will have it with a 10 frag deficit with a minute to play. All Allstars has to do at this point is just avoid the amp runner. It's going to be so much harder on such a tiny map, though. 9 frag lead, and both All-Stars players spawn in the same area. Be very careful here. Spixie can't make that shot connect. Pulls out the Stinger. They get 1 kill out of it. They can't afford to trade, though, and that's exactly what happens. So with the amp winding down and an 8 frag lead with 40 seconds to go, I think that's going to do it. BRD pulling within 7, but just running a little bit out of time. And other than amp time, pickups dead even between these two. Even the damage, only a 900 difference in damage. So time winding down. This is going to end up being about a 7 frag game. But really, 1 or 2 of those key amp runs made all the difference here. It was a very close one. So it looks like we're gonna change hubs now and move over to deck. We've got Rankin, deck, and solo as our maps. Remember that. All right, hub is up. And we are back on deck. I feel like we've seen a lot of deck today. One thing we do know, nobody will need to download this map. So we've got all the players back in the server already. Everyone giving us our unsolicited deck picks for their map choices. All right, looks like we got a little bit of warm-up happening. Again, we are alternating hubs here between London and New York, so there is actually a legitimate need for these players to kind of readjust from moving from one hub to another. So if you see them warming up, that is why we're not just clicking in over and over. All right, looks like we're getting started here. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, it's game time, baby. Connex 5 bringing you map 2. This 2v2 portion of our matchup here. All-Stars taking map 1 in what was a pretty back and forth affair. But now we're here on deck. Moving from the 2K4 demo map to one of the original deathmatch maps in the series. Oh, and Zion and Reflex touch shock balls. In the end, Zion getting the best of that. 100 armor going to BRD. And up 2-0. Ooh, up 3-0 with an early shock shot. Oh, and the headshot up close. Seen a few of those already in this matchup. And another headshot. With shooting like this, Zion might want to stay in this hub if there's a map 3. Ooh, falls into the water though. And that's green pukey water, folks. Does not have what plants crave, and he goes down. Three shots in a row. Zion continues to be absolutely on fire this game. See if he grabs, ooh, gets shot down from behind. Ski with 2 kills in a row with the Enforcer to protect that amp. Nice shooting, Tex. He's gonna come around the corner, does Reflex now with that amp. And gets the spawn kill on Spixie. And this is what can happen in this map, even probably more so than Rankin. Deck so susceptible to spawn kills. Oh, he dumps over the rocket. Looking like Mario ducking some bullet bill action there, gets the kill. And All-Stars coming storming right back into it. Now up 2, Reflex with that belt in his hands. He's gonna be able to be highly aggressive here. Trying to take on BRD as they're hanging out in that pit, waiting to get that 100 armor. So Reflex playing it a little bit safe here. Rotating back around the map. We do have this amp spawning in 10 seconds. We also have shield belt spawning soon. See him trying to zone out Zion as Ski turns the corner on him, but Ski going down. Reflex on a killing spree. Needs one more shot here. There it is. Can decide to go for that shield belt. Allows Ski to grab the amp with a little bit more health. With Ski missing a couple shots. There he goes, finishes him off. Only up to a 3 frag lead though, so. Oh, amped bio rifle doing heavy damage, but Spixie takes him out with the rockets and grabs the amp for himself. Still enough time to do a little bit of damage here. Oh, misses the rocket. Reflex makes him pay with the Enforcer shots to the dome. Big amped rocket miss right there. Definitely would have gotten him a kill. Instead, he goes down. Reflex sneaks in, grabs that 100 armor, and All-Stars still grasping to this 2 frag lead. Ooh, Reflex grabbing that belt, getting knocked down into the drink. He's gonna try to wall run his way out of there. Eating some damage on the way though. Oh, but he catches Spixie with his back turned, looking at the health packs. Can't do that, turning the back on a shock rifle. Makes him pay. Now 2 frag lead again for All-Stars. They've just been back and forth the last 5 minutes. Which are also the first 5 minutes, as a matter of fact. You know, it's a fun math fact there. Shots coming out, just trading kills back and forth of these teams. See the fight over the amp area. Nobody really able to get a clean grab. Ski goes down. Zion's there. Reflex in position, but no real weapons. Gonna chase him down with that link gun. You see him going down, though, to the dual enforcers of Zion. Double kill with the enforcers for Zion. And he goes down to an enforcer shot. So now Reflex with the amp sniper rifle and a chance to try to make something happen. Spixie nowhere to run in that narrow walkway. Nice pace and shot there by Reflex. Just waiting for him to jump down. Still only a 3 frag lead. Every time it looks like Allstars takes control of this map, BRD comes storming right back. Ski with the kill, so a 4 frag lead. I feel like this has been the biggest lead of either team for the game. I don't know if the exact number, but I feel like it's been 2 to 3 point difference the whole time. These two have just been tug of warring back and forth. So up to a 5 frag lead. Looks like Reflex may be settling into a little bit of a groove here. He's got control of those boots. He has shield belt spawning in 3 seconds. I'm not sure if they have timing on everything. We'll head over to it. Looks like BRD did. I do have this amp spawning right now, though. Interesting move, though, that Zion took that belt and headed over towards the pit rather than trying to fight over this amp. Ski basically got a free grab of that amp. And Zion able to grab that or get that kill. He goes down. Reflex with a double kill and then grabs the amp. Trying to go in another run, another big amp sniper shot. Reflex right now just putting it on BRD. Every time he grabs these amps, he's going on huge runs, waiting for that spawn. Doesn't get it. Oh, and finally goes down, but not before giving them a 6 frag lead. Now down to 5. You can see Reflex right now just dominating the game so far as we approach the halfway point. Ooh, Zion getting that kill. Staying persistent with the link to take out Reflex, but we'll see what they can do to try to take control. Let's back away. See him up top trying to snipe down range. Is Reflex. Ski's underneath them. They both have sniper rifles. Trying to keep BRD at bay, but BRD's going to grab that 100 armor, make their way over towards this amp. They might be a little bit late to the party, though. So Reflex gets a clean grab of amp. They've been dominating that power-up, and that's pretty much been the difference as Reflex's amp runs have been huge so far. Another falling sniper shot. He is just running around playing insta-gib right now. Just one-shotting everyone he sees. And up to a 10 frag lead now. See him grabbing that belt as well, not losing sight of the power-ups. It's so easy whenever you're focused in on making a big amp run to lose your timing because you're so focused in on hitting shots. That said, Zion with a nice flak ambush there, taking him out, ending that spree. Oh, big combo by Reflex. You figured that was going to go down, then Ski finishes him with the sniper rifle. That's a ton of damage, just dropping it instantly on one player. Good job focusing their fire. So Belt's going to spawn in 10 seconds. And you've got Boots actually up. Let's head down there, because if someone grabs Boots, they can grab Shield Belt and then Amp right on top of it. That could be an absolutely critical move there. Oh, everyone bounces around the belt. Reflex can't grab it. Amp is up. He goes down to Spixie's rockets. Now Spixie has Amp in his hands. That could be a big, big play there. If he can make something happen on this Amp run, try to pull back into this game. Ooh, Ski though, taking him down. Link up close. Such a great counter for shock primary shots. Oh, the anti-combo taking him out. Zion has a few seconds left on this amp. Oh, almost gets a spawn kill. Reflex down to 35 HP, but does manage to take him out and grab that 100 armor. So 11 seconds till the shield belt spawns. We did see Zion down there grabbing the boots, get a couple of kills there. Now they're looking to churn map control into a whole bunch of spawn kills. Not going to be easy though, especially allowing Allstars to maintain control of that shield belt. Oh, the headshot from Reflex caught Zion trying to hit that standing combo. It's going to make you a super easy target. So Amp's going to be spawning soon. You got Reflex in position. He has jump boots and shield belt. So this is a scary situation. If BRD allows Reflex to turn that corner and get that belt, excuse me, get that amp, and he does. He takes a little bit of damage though, so good job by BRD damaging him, trying to turn him away, but Reflex can get a little bit more damage output on this amp. Oh, misses the combo, had him lined up, does hit him with the sniper shot, but now he's gonna go down. That was a big miss right there. That was an opportunity for Reflex to really put this one out of reach. Ski though, in the last couple minutes, while they've been fighting Reflex, I think BRD's gotten a little bit more focused on keeping Reflex away. Ski's been kind of quietly circling the map and getting tons of kills the last few minutes. Look at that power-up deficit. 100 armor is going to BRD, but Allstars completely dominating amp and shield belt. That's going to be the story of your game so far, with 2 or 3 huge amp runs by Reflex already. Ooh, the combo trap there by Zion. Classic deck gameplay right there. And Spixie with another headshot. Zion finally gets hold of an amp. This is, I think, maybe the first clean amp run they've gotten so far this game. Critical time for it. They need to hit a couple big shots, though. Ooh, and turn in the corner against Reflex with the flat kin. It's going to be game over for that amp run, and maybe game over for this map. Still 2 minutes to go and a 10 frag lead. Allstars at this point, as long as they don't get hyper aggressive and start diving into anything, should be able to run this clock down. And there's the combo Reflex missed earlier. Gets it right back to him. Oh, and the flak ball to sniper combo. So both Allstars players going down, only a 9 frag lead. Down to 8 frag lead. And BRD looking for a way to grab that shield belt, but he's gonna take a ton of rockets. Oh, and Ski with the brutal takedown with the Enforcer. There's still one more amp run in play. Getting 11 points in less than a minute is going to be very, very difficult, but they will have an amp here if they can get up to it. And this is absolutely necessary to grab this if they want any chance. Ooh, he goes down. That's going to be in Reflex's hands. Reflex here doesn't even need to go crazy with any kills. Just keep it away from BRD. Oh, he goes down, so makes the aggressive move. Goes down, but with 30 seconds left, don't think it's going to matter. He picks it up anyway, and they're going to play this one out, but Allstars going to take this point and move on to the duel round. So this went back and forth for a while, but really once Allstars got on top, just ran away with it. You look at the damage difference, you look at the power-up difference, primarily those amp runs. I mean, that was absolutely key to them pulling away because they were back and forth, jockeying for the lead. And then Reflex goes on 2 or 3 amp runs where it gets a handful full of kills each. And that's the difference in the game right there. So now we are looking at, let's take a look at the brackets. Demon versus Cruel and Fantasy versus Flick Switch. Those are going to be your 2 duels. I think Demon and Cruel are going to take their game first. Let's see if we can find that hub. Yep, looks like Demons is up, so we're going to join that. Should be getting started here very soon. All right, we finally have some player movement. Always a good sign. All right, looks like players are in and ready to go. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. With duel number 1 between these two, we've got Cruel versus Demon. Ooh, and those early combos coming out from Demon, trying to get on top. Oh, but the flak ball to the face. Cruel answering back with some damage of his own. Sniper shots jumping through mid, so dangerous to take the jump pads or lift jumps on this map, leaving yourself susceptible to those snipers. And Demon almost with a big combo. Ooh, combos from above. These two just baiting each other back and forth. Demon finally breaks through, gets that first kill and that first shield belt. And he's also gonna slide over and get that 100 armor. So a big double armor grab for Demon. Gonna put him in good position starting this one off. Ooh, up close, they both jump right into each other's face. Demon maybe has the better weapon arsenal here. Gets him one more shot, finishes him off with a fall away primary, and having those rockets in his pocket, such an important move there. Turned that corner and got surprised, but was able to survive. Ooh, combo coming up again. Dangerous lift jump there. Cruel unable to connect, but Demon putting himself in a tough spot there. See if that happens again later this match. If Cruel gets a bead on some of Demon's tendencies and maybe anticipate some hits a combo, but right there, Demon again making great work, doing great work with those rockets. Black balls coming out all over the place. Hard to keep up with the action. These guys are just attacking each other so aggressively. Cruel now trying to track him down. Demon down to 20. Down in the 20s with his HP. You see Cruel anticipating, trying to hit that combo around the corner. Ooh, the combo just can't connect. And the rockets again by Demon, taking him out. So in a map this open, typically shot primary, maybe shot combos have been so key. But rockets have been huge so far in this matchup. Another 3-pack coming out from up top. Playing Ring Around the Rosie. Nice movement there by Demon. And the headshot waiting for Cruel to land. Demon trying to figure out how to give chase here. You saw him do big damage to Cruel. Diving with the rockets. Ooh, barely survives. Couldn't even tell who grabbed the hunt there. But anyway, 35 armor left on Demon and a decent amount of health, with the sniper shot coming out back to back by Cruel. But now he's got an awkward amount of time until these power-ups when he's got 10 seconds till 100 armor, 12 seconds till belt. Gonna have to make a decision on where he wants to position himself. Oh, Demon baits him into chasing him right up into that overhang. Eats a combo. Takes a shield belt for himself. That 100 armor is going to be up. See Demon trying to get that peak shot, not going to happen. So Cruel back up to reasonable fighting health. So now Demon up top, trying to anticipate. See these two. Let's actually look from Cruel's perspective. He's trying to fight his way back into this one. Down 5 halfway through it. Giving chase. Demon's been doing a good job of baiting him into chasing him where he wants. He's hit him a couple of times with combos up from below, around corners. And we know Cruel's aim has the potential to output a ton of damage, but Demon's been doing a good job of hitting him with damage before he really gets a chance to even take any shots at him. You see that shock out of ammo. Sniper rifle not in his hands. Cruel really hasn't had an opportunity to get anything going so far. Ooh, and Cruel getting shot in the back there. Demon not able to make it work though. Oh, but the shot right on top of that 100 armor. And look at Demon now, 165 over 150, completely stacked. Cruel pulling out the bio rifle, thinking maybe if he can hit him with a home run shot, he can break his armor stack down. Because Demon right now is looking extremely comfortable. And credit Demon for having the wherewithal and really the habits built to soak up those health files. It can make such a difference. If you spend a minute or 2 minutes kind of taking chip shots at each other, and one of you is getting, 80 free health during that period from the health files, it makes a big difference. And there you go, Cruel gonna go ahead and concede. Demon really in full control of this map. Cruel just no opportunity to get anything going. So map 1 going to Demon. We're gonna switch hubs now and see what Cruel can bring us on map 2. Map 2 looks like, getting that page updated real quick. Map 2 is going to be Leah, so erase Leah, and then if a tiebreaker is needed, it will be deep. So we'll be going to the NA hub to play Leah. Looks like the players are already in the hub. Just waiting for them to start that match. There we go. And match is up. Players are in. And we are rolling right along here. All right, looks like we are ready to go. Players are readied up. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5. We've got Cruel versus Demon, map 2. Demon just dominated map 1. But now we're heading over to Leah. This, I believe, is going to be Cruel's map pick. Early on, Cruel with a little bit of a health advantage. Lands a little bit of flak. And Demon down to 25 health already. The chase down with the flak, so Cruel maybe has a game plan here trying to close the gap on Demon. Demon, very effective with the shock rifle, but really, honestly, I think some of the rockets he was laying down last game really made the difference, in this being Leah, a much close quarters map, or more close quarters map, something where rockets can actually come in huge, so we'll see how it plays out. It looks like Cruel really wanted to dive into his face with flak and make him uncomfortable. So Cruel getting the peek shot on Demon, unfortunately hit him right before he grabbed shield belt, so Demon completely negates that damage by grabbing belt and health. Cruel maybe looking to wait till he gets that belt, then ping him, just to kind of take some of that armor off, chip it down a little bit. There's a couple quick shots, so Cruel now actually has a health advantage. He wants to engage here. A couple more shots, 3 in a row, and Demon's on the run. One more shot will take him out. He's throwing out rockets. There you go. Down to 8 health is Cruel, but wisely heals right back up, immediately grabs the 50. But Demon tracking him down. He's only got 12 HP. He's got to be careful. Oh, the mid-air 180 rockets by Cruel taking out Demon. Had 12 health. That was a dangerous shot. He could have easily killed himself. But it comes out on top, grabs the armor, heading back across the map, might even get the 100 armor as well. So belt and armor in Cruel's control. And that was a huge turnaround. So now Cruel has a chance to front run for a little bit, maybe try to extend the lead. Demon, though, already back up to 135 health, so doing a good job of getting back into the fighting form, if you will. Still gonna have a shield belt worth of armor to break down. Rockets coming back and forth. Cruel getting the worst of that fight. Ooh, rockets to the face, back and forth. Cruel down to 26 HP. Demon's gonna be hunting him down. Cruel knows that, trying to eat him, or trying to make him eat some rockets, hitting him from behind, and now Demon's down to 92 health. Almost ate another rocket to take him out. And Cruel going for the air rocket kill. Not gonna work, and Demon hits him with the flak primary through the floor, diving for that shield belt. That was a huge kill. It gives him not only the ability to tie it up, but the shield belt as well. And that was a big momentum change right there. We'll see how that plays out as we move further into this map, but Demon tying it right back up. And with an opportunity to try to take the lead again, because he has a pretty big armor stack now. You see the run all the way around. You see the dodge off of the lift there, trying to get him to that 100 armor just a split second quicker. Flat coming out, but really Demon eating more damage there than Cruel, but Cruel going to be on the run as well. Demon heals up first, so if he can beat him to the health packs down there, can try to take him out. Decent anticipation, knew exactly where he was going to be, but only minor damage from that flak. Oh, big combo underneath. We saw Cruel trying to hit him from below, just like Demon did to him earlier. So a little bit of mind games going on there. Oh, and the wall run. The mid-air rocket too, so Cruel and Demon just exchanging rocket shots back and forth. 10 seconds till this belt spawns. This may come into play in the middle of this fight. Oh, but Demon baits him into that. Nice combo right along the edge of that corner. He's got to be careful here. Shield belt not up yet. Okay, might be delaying it on purpose, specifically to throw off the timing. So now we're going to have belt and 100 armor at pretty much the same time. The downside to that is if Demon maintains control of the map, he's not going to be able to control both at the same time. So he might be in a situation where he's grabbing belt and Cruel just decides to go off and grab the 100 armor instead. Or he might be able to trick Cruel into going for the shield belt early since he delayed it by a few seconds. Bit of strategy going on there. Ooh. And Cruel chasing him down, trying to get that kill with the rocket. Needs one more shot. See him sliding underneath, trying to get that link in his face. Flat coming out though. And Cruel desperately trying to get one more shot off on Demon. Had the shot he wanted right there and just couldn't make it work. Demon pulling out the piston, daring him to turn that corner. But meanwhile, Cruel's gonna back up, grab that belt, see what he can do from there. He's earned himself a bit of an armor advantage. Oh, and the shot not connecting for Cruel. Eating rockets, so dangerous going up that lift when they expect you there. Rockets coming out. Demon now putting him down by 3 with 3 minutes to go. And Cruel's going to be running out of chances. There's a big combo right there. If he can finish him off here on a killing spree, that might actually do it. With 3 minutes to go, it's going to be very difficult for Cruel to put anything together, but we'll see what he can do. He's already back up to 125 health. He needs to catch Demon by surprise, and he just hasn't been able to do that yet. Oh, there's a big flak primer. If he can follow it up and get a kill here. Demon down to 8 HP. There's the kill with the flak ball. But Cruel down to 6 HP himself. He does grab that shield belt, which will get him a little bit more absorption. Other health bubble not there, so now Cruel trying to get back up to 100 HP to back up that armor. And same situation by Cruel. Oh, he turns the corner. He had the jump on Demon, and Demon happened to be charging 3 rockets. Right as he lands, throws it right into his face, hurls himself down in celebration. Or maybe accidentally hits his bind. I'm not sure which. Oh, and there's the flak ball, the flak primary, and there's the concession. Demon taking this one as well. So a big opportunity here on this last duel game. We looked at it earlier and we saw SAS dropping a point, essentially putting Allstars behind by 1 point instead of 2 if they can take this last map. So it all comes down to Fantasy versus Flick Switch. If Fantasy can pull it out, they'll gain 1 extra point on SAS. BRD though, meanwhile, in 4th place, so still plenty of opportunity for them to move up the rankings themselves. So this last duel matchup of the day, last game of the day, with big ranking implications for our point system. Looks like we're gonna have Erase, Leah, and Deep. Excuse me, no, that was the Cruel versus Demon. ASDF, Solo and Deep rather, for Fantasy versus Flick Switch. Keep an eye out for that game. Should be popping up here shortly. To answer the question, Solna, this will be our last matchup tonight. BRD versus SOW had to get rescheduled. So keep an eye out on the official word for whenever that gets rescheduled too. But this will be the last match of week 6 for us here tonight. All right, here we go. Players all ready. Here we go. It's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. Last duel of the day. Last matchup between Allstars versus BRD. Allstars trying to get that all-important 5th point of the matchup. BRD trying to get their own point on the board. Try to push up the rankings. And if Fantasy can pull this one out and give Allstars a perfect day, they would pull 1 point closer to SAS after SAS dropped the map earlier today. So this is such a crucial match. Flick Switch, though, on top early. Ooh, misses that jump up top. Sometimes that can prove beneficial on this map. We've seen that before where one player tries to hit that jump pad up top. The problem with that jump pad is it makes you very vulnerable because of your predictability. They know exactly where you are. So sometimes missing that can be the best mistake a player ever makes. Ooh, Flick Switch missing that combo, so him and Fantasy dancing around each other. Flick Switch down to 51 HP. Fantasy's got a chance here to pin him in the corner. Easy grab of the 100 armor for Fantasy. Oh, Fantasy almost caught him standing still there. Instead, Flick Switch turns him away with another shock shot, but again, back down to 54 HP. Flick Switch has been on the run for a while here. Oh, Flick Switch almost ate a huge combo instead. Survives with 49 health, but Fantasy's gonna have him pinned in the corner. Fantasy now, from his perspective, there's the sniper shot to tie it back up. I think he's looking for the spawn kill, didn't get it. Oh, and Flick Switch spawns shock. Almost takes him out. The sniper by Fantasy, anticipation, but down to 27 HP. He's gonna have to be careful what he does here. The big combo falling away not only gets him a shield belt, but protects himself. But only 49 HP here. He's got to be careful where he goes. Turns the corner and Flick Switch is waiting. But Flick Switch down to 62 HP himself. One sniper shot will take him out. So tense moments here between both these players. And Flick now still 62 HP. Grabs 100 armor, which will help him a little bit, but not much HP up on the map right now. You see Fantasy not trying to expose himself to any damage here, just trying to get some free combo damage around the corner. That rocket's coming in right behind Fantasy. But Fantasy's gonna have the advantage at this shield belt. It looks like Flick Switch trying to fight him off of the belt, but, or excuse me, trying to fight him off the 100 armor, but forgot the belt was up. But Fantasy maybe lost timing of it. Went over to challenge 100 armor perhaps, ends up finally ending up with it, and Flick Switch catches him from below with the huge combo. Down to 37 HP though, he's got to get back up to health. I'm not sure if Fantasy lost track of that belt or just happened to be out of position trying to push the 100 armor area, but a big swap there. But now Fantasy answers right back with a snipe across the map. And we're tied right back up in this one. So the piston wall dodge gonna give Fantasy that 100 armor. Still 15 seconds till the belt spawns. Wouldn't be surprised to see him push for the belt because he has to know Flick Switch doesn't have a ton of armor. Trying to catch him going up top. He knows he's going for the health packs now. And this is a tough spot for Flick Switch to try to get in on. There's really only a couple angles he can attack that belt. And you hear him rotating around the map. Fantasy hears Flick Switch doing that as well. Gets in his face with Flak. And this could be Flick Switch's opportunity. There he is. So a smart move by Flick. Knows he has a health and armor deficit. Closes the gap. Goes for it with the Flak primary. Pays off. Now he's got the lead, but needs to survive long enough to heal up. Fantasy had been tracking him down with those sniper rifle shots afterwards. Excuse me, after Flick Switch had won fights previously. Another missed jump by Flick. But again, sometimes missing a jump on this map can be the best mistake you ever make if it makes you unpredictable. So 100 armor is up. Belt spawns in 7 seconds. Curious to find out who goes where. So Fantasy picks up the 100. Looks like he's going to concede the belt. But Flick Switch only with 67 HP. Still going to be susceptible to spike damage here. Looks like he's back up to 87. That pack of 5 health files up top is so important. Ooh, Fantasy just misses with that combo. Oh, gets in his face. We've got Flak versus Flak. Big shots coming in. Flick Switch down to 26 HP. Fantasy trying to catch him running. Oh, right on top of him. Close range shock. Whoever gets that shot's gonna win. Flick Switch wins that fight. Gets away with some health. And more importantly, takes 2 health bubbles to get back up to 53. And now, this shield belt's gonna go to Flick Switch with a 2 frag lead, under 4 minutes to go. That was a huge win right there. 1 shot away from Fantasy tying it back up, but instead, Flick hits the shot, grabs the shield belt, and is in great position to try to finish this map off. Oh, Fantasy almost had him where he wanted him. Couldn't make it happen with the Flak, and now he's going to get spawn killed. Down by 4 now with 3 minutes to go. And it's hard to call any games on this map because it's so easy to rattle off 2 or 3 kills in a row. But you just feel like Flick is on such a roll right now. It's going to be up to Fantasy to break his momentum. And a killing spree for Flick Switch, completely in control of this map now. Looking for the spawn kill, doesn't get it. Fantasy does manage to get 100 armor out of it. But now he's got to climb a hill of 5 frags. And Flick Switch just not missing anything at this point. Oh, a headshot from Flick, and that's going to probably do it here. We're gonna follow Fantasy as he tries to somehow find a way to get into Flick's face and break his armor. Breaks him down a little bit, but can't make the killing blow happen. One shot away. And there it is. The 180 shock primary gonna give him a kill, but down 5 with 2 minutes to go. Looking very good for Flick Switch, but he still has to fight his way back over to that. Oh, to that shield belt. Fantasy makes him pay for missing it. He dives right over the top, but Fantasy for himself still has to be careful. He's only got 49 HP on top of that armor. Oh, and eats a huge combo. Two quick sniper shots from Fan from below. Ooh, a big one to the back. Missed that shot, but he had what he wanted, another shot. In his face with the link gun. So Fantasy looking for the spawn kill now. Has him right in front of him, one shot down. Oh, guess is wrong. Oh, but Flick Switch comes right back up in front of him. That link gun should be able to take him out if he can get this corner turn. One shot away. He goes down. Fantasy now only down 2 with a minute to go. Guesses for one spawn, doesn't get it. Headed over to the armor, looking for Flick Switch, trying to hear him. He hears him go up the lift, or rather the jump pad. He just has to try to track him down. You see the shock trap going left and right. Has him around the corner. Oh, he guessed incorrectly. Didn't realize he had guessed properly. Could have finished him off there. So it's 35 seconds to go. He has to catch up to him. It's so hard to ambush someone on this map because you're so mobile on this map. You can definitely run for a long time. There's one shot on him. Oh, up close. Flick Switch with the flag. Fantasy with the ricochet flag off the wall, and that's gonna do it. So Fantasy almost coming back in this one, but Flick Switch gonna hold on to a 3 frag lead and take map 1 for BRD. So Flick Switch, one map away from giving BRD their first point of the matchup. And again, so critical for them because they're middle of that pack trying to pull up into the top 3 of these rankings. Allstars, meanwhile, needs this point to gain ground on SAS. So Fantasy's going to have to win this map to push it to a 3rd. I believe the 3rd map will be deep if I'm not mistaken. Players are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5. We're here with map 2 between these two. Last duel of the day. We just saw Flick Switch taking map 1, trying to get BRD on the board in this matchup. Fantasy trying to stay alive. Needs to take this one to force a map 3. This is on the North American hub, however. Give you a quick look at the ping comparison. .50 armor and 100 armor being traded. So just waiting to see who's going to hit the first big shot. And a smart move there by Flick Switch with sort of downtime. Trying to make the most of it. Getting as many vials into him as possible. There's actually quite a few health vials on this map, though. They are spread out. It's not so much a matter of controlling them as it is building in a rotation. Ooh, Fantasy gets knocked off of that belt. Flick Switch with a huge steal there. Fantasy was in position. Couldn't make the most of it. Another big combo there, and Flick trying to finish him off, but guesses wrong. That 100 armor is up. I think he thought Fantasy was still going to try to dive into it. Fantasy backed up to try to grab health, but Flick able to grab both the health and the 100. Now Fantasy's going to be in a very tough spot here trying to survive. So Flick Switch now doing that same routine we talked about, kind of soaking up some vials, staying alive. I gotta say though, Fantasy did a great job there. He was down to 7 HP with hardly any health left in the map, and he managed to get away, and now he's back up to 100 over 150. It felt like Fantasy lost a point there, but he didn't, so keep that in mind. If Fantasy comes back in this one, probably should have gone down at least once there, and there you see the huge pop-up, smackdown, lead now change, go into Fantasy's favor, and that was a huge turnaround. Flick Switch had complete control of the map, had Fantasy down to 7 HP, and somehow Fantasy's on top 2 minutes later. Oh, Fantasy now being more aggressive. He knows he's got a big health and armor stack, and he definitely wants to get ahead by more than just one here while he's got control to work with. But Flick Switch making him pay by throwing rockets behind him. Big combo. Oh, it gets slowed down by the piston. Perfect lined up shot there. A nice defensive move by Flick Switch to protect himself. Big direct rocket though. 100 damage coming out. Oh, and a rocket to the face. And you get the follow-up shot. Flick Switch dancing around. Fantasy does track him down. Goes up 2-0. 100 armor is up. A little bit of damage there, knocking Flick Switch off of it, but he does grab it. We're gonna have 27 seconds till this next shield belt, so 50 goes to Fantasy, but Flick Switch right now I think is mostly gonna be trying to get himself stocked up on weapons and maybe some health vials. Still only 76 HP for his side. So Fantasy right now just being extremely methodical, trying to get stacked up on as much health and armor. Oh, he misses that wall run. See if he can make it work. He turns the corner. Only one shot coming out. But trying to get those health vials in him. Didn't. Big rocket though. Rockets have been absolutely crucial for Fantasy so far in this game. No kill, but does turn Flick Switch away, trying to ambush him at the health. Nothing doing. And does actually give up 100 armor right there, so perhaps a bit of a mistake by Fantasy, but he turns it around by flatballing him right in the face. And Flick Switch back down to 57 health, just like that. And there's that wall run that Fantasy wanted before. Back up to 130 health. Ooh, has to be careful. Nice movement there to stay away from that flag. And just kind of bullying Flick Switch around the map right now, but this is starting to look a lot like when Flick Switch had control of the map, which is to say, Fantasy's pushing him away from all the power-ups, but he hasn't really had a chance to turn it into any kills yet. So what Fantasy doing right now, delaying the 100 armor, perhaps using it as a fallback so that if he takes some damage from Flick Switch, he can go back and replenish his armor. Big combo knocks him away. This is the follow-up he wants, but he doesn't want to give up that 100 armor, so you saw him push him away, circle back around to grab it. And now he can engage right around the corner. If he can get into his face right here, this could be another kill, and it is. Alt fire to primary flak, classic combo. And Fantasy's up 3-0 now. Oh, Flick Switch getting stuck underneath there, trying to crouch walk. Easy kill there for Fantasy. Still 4 minutes to go. But so far, looking good for a map 3 to end our day. patience there by Fantasy. Let's take a look from Flick Switch's perspective. So Flick seems like he's basically just trying to pick his spot, figure out when he can try to jump in for an ambush, when he can hit him with a flat primary or rocket. He doesn't want to dive in and go face to face with them, but he can trade Sniper for shock shots. You see him pulling out that Link. Fantasy's still pretty healthy, so he's not going to want to dive in front of him. Ooh, and Fantasy with the trading shots, the combo down and the rocket up. So Fantasy, as weak as he's been for a while, but Flick Switch also on the run, not able to try to follow up and get a kill. 100 armor, still got 5 seconds, so Flick Switch actually has to be careful. Fantasy can try to knock him off of that. And just took that shield belt as well. Almost had a combo lined up. Fantasy eats the shock ball, but perfectly happy to get away with only 45 damage there. Ooh, rocket to the face by Fantasy and Flick. Demoralizing, but under 2 minutes to go, down 4. Gonna go ahead and concede and get us moving right along. We will have another map 3 today. We've seen so many close matches. We're headed back over to the London hub. The last map of the day. All right, we are on DM Deep for this tiebreaker map. An interesting map here because it's one where you can kind of, you can play a lot of mind games with it. It's not a purely hit scan map. It's not a purely close range map. You can shoot through a lot of these grates, a lot of these, you know, a lot of these floors, things that look like you can shoot through. You totally can. Windows, grates, holes. You can knock people off the map around the shield belt. There's a lot of interesting mechanics in play here. And we're about to get started right now. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with the last map of the day, one way or the other. Fantasy and Flick Switch giving us a tiebreaker. Yet another map 3 for the day. Oh, and the combo around the corner. You can do so much damage with prediction combos on this map. And you see there highlighting some of the combos you can do through the grates, through the walkways. There's so many almost trick shots you can make through this map. A lot of map knowledge here that comes into play. And Flick Switch up early, 2-0 with the early aggression, jumping right on top of Fantasy. Just combo after combo, taking him out. So Fantasy trying to get his bearings, already down 3 with just about a minute elapsed. He does get the first shield belt, however, so not sure if that was a bait by Flick Switch, but perhaps a mistake. Fantasy now looking pretty healthy, considering he had no control of the map and was down 3. Ooh, there's an awkward shock ball bounce, another rocket bounce, and Flick Switch getting a bit lucky here. And damage coming out from both sides, but Flick Switch comes out on top and got bounced around right over to that 100 armor from that shock ball. It was a little bit weird, but Fantasy not able to follow him up. He does have a link gun out though, so if he can catch Flick Switch going for this health. Ooh, he doesn't. The middle double health packs there. Gonna see a lot of fights and a lot of ambushes set up around it. It is the most obvious place to go whenever you take damage. You definitely expect to see that come into play. Flick Switch gets caught peeking with a combo to the back, so Fantasy trying to track him down. Actually had him predicted perfectly there. Didn't finish the combo. So Fantasy on the run. Flick Switch gonna try to track him down again. Oh, the flak ball just missed. You saw that over the top. Almost smacked him in the face. Instead, 0 damage. And they retreat to their opposite sides of the map and try to gear back up for another fight. Ooh, a flak ball to the face knocks Flick Switch down. Not a ton of damage, but it is going to give Fantasy more equal footing for this next engagement. 100 armor spawns in 5 seconds. It's a huge combo though, 98 damage. Going to push Fantasy all the way back to 0 armor. Oh, but Flick Switch falls, so now he's going to have a bit of a trickier time trying to make his way over to this shield belt spawn. It's up in 8 seconds. 100 armor's actually been up. So I'll be very curious to find out what these guys decide to do. It looks like Flick Switch happy to just wait on the belt. 100 armor's still up. Fantasy's going to go ahead and grab that. So like we saw before in the previous maps, they're no longer offset. So one person's not going to be able to grab both, at least not very easily. Oh, another big combo. Flick Switch going on a killing spree, just comboing all over the map. Showing great map knowledge and prediction. And it seems like what Fantasy needs to do here is find a way to ambush him, maybe waiting on one of these power-ups, because Flick Switch has been getting to the belt and the 100 armor a few seconds early every time, and Fantasy hasn't made him pay. No rockets, no combos, not even any goo shots. If he can catch him standing still for a second, he might be able to break his control and take him out. Oh, he goes and he actually does the opposite. He beats him to shield belt, times it perfectly, and steals it. So Fantasy with a big turnaround there. Still 5-0 in Flick Switch's favor. And wisely, Flick Switch backs up to take that 100 armor, but Fantasy does deny him that big shield belt armor piece. Oh, rockets just missing. Fantasy eating another huge combo. Flick Switch been almost exclusively combos this game. I don't think we can look at... There's another combo kill. All 6 of his kills coming with the shock rifle. Trying to follow it up again, and there it is. Another kill, so 7 kills. All with the shock rifle. Look at these. Barely fired any other guns. And finally, Fantasy takes him out. This time with the Link primary. Maybe he can get something going. It's only halfway through the map. But from Fantasy's perspective, Flick Switch has just been a split second ahead of him everywhere, predicting exactly where he's going to go. And actually, I say ahead of him. One thing I'm noticing Flick Switch doing from time to time is actually standing still for a split second. It throws Fantasy's timing off. There's another kill, though. It's circling back around to that 100 armor, so important. But what Flick Switch is doing at times, he's taking the predictable path. Like, Fantasy's predicting him properly, but his timing is just a little bit off. Fantasy's been early with a bunch of his shots, rockets, combos, things like that. I think Flick Switch, whether he's doing it intentionally or just out of habit, is sort of altering and staggering his speed. So going from A to B isn't always the same timing. So Fantasy now grabbing that shield belt. Again, in control of the power-ups in the map. Can he turn that into some points? You hear him. Knows Flick Switch is down low. Flick Switch now knows he's behind him. Ooh, just guesses wrong. He basically had three choices there. Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Fantasy guesses wrong. Pays for it with some damage. Flick Switch now trying to knock him off the 100 armor. Grabs the 100 armor though, does Fantasy. That's a big one. Still has 20 seconds till the shield belt spawns, so Fantasy's gonna try to get himself some health. Right now, it's just been unable to predict Flick Switch's movement on this map. And hear that shield belt going to Flick Switch. Fantasy unable to contest due to the damage he took. He does have a chance at the 100 armor, however. It looks like he's trying to catch him at the shock rifle. At this point, Fantasy has to be less concerned with soaking up power-ups and more concerned with predicting Flick Switch and trying to do some damage. But you see Flick just staying completely out of reach of Fantasy, and it's just been all game long. Fantasy just couldn't get a shot. So that point's going to go to Flick Switch. A big steal there by BRD. Getting themselves a point this week. Again, the middle of the rankings, trying to move up. And that's gonna do it. So I think that's the last match we're gonna have today. Looks like, so that's gonna be 4-1 All-Stars over BRD. A big one though, as that still keeps All-Stars 2 points behind SAS, who also dropped a game earlier today. So we're going to give you a quick look